Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to install Capristo headers in that 430 Scuderia behind me.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, and that is Alan. And you've never seen him before because this is the first time he's been in a video on our channel. He's going to be helping out in the shop, and we're going to work on this 430 Scuderia and put in those Capristo headers. And I'm not looking forward to this because the headers in the 430 Scuderia are not the same as the headers in the 430. They're worse. They have a secondary air injection rail that makes it a little bit more challenging, and you have a lot less space to work with. This is our friend Greg's car, and so he dropped it off yesterday. We're gonna get this thing up in the air, get the panels off, and remove those headers and put in these ones. If everything goes right, knock on wood, we'll have it done today. If it doesn't, it's gonna suck. It's one of those that's gonna take either like 6 to 8 hours, or it could take like 12 to 16 hours.
Jinxed.
Oh, and by the way, if you want a set of Capristo headers, go check out our website, normalguysupercar.com. So Capristo's strange. They won't let us publicly state that we have certain discounts, but if you want to get some Capristo stuff, send me an email and I'll hook you up. All right, YouTube, removing the bottom panel. I think we might be able to get away with not removing the diffuser and stuff, so we're gonna just try and do it with just the bottom panel. Headers will be here and there. Sometimes it's good to go in from the sides, and you have to remove the fender liners to do that, so might still have to do that. So the 430 Scuderia headers don't crack generally like the 430 headers. It's not as common, but they do tend to warp over time is supposedly what happens. And right here you can see there is a gap right next to that X. That looks like a gap to me. So definitely could see where this is causing some excess noise and some exhaust gases to leak out. I suspect that's the noise that Greg's been hearing. This side, yeah, kind of the same thing up here. Again, I think there's an X there because he took it somewhere, and I bet they checked it, and that's probably what the X is that's where some exhaust gas was leaking out. But anyway, we're gonna get these off. So 13 millimeters on these bolts, and then these are 12s. We're going to spray all of those with some, what the hell, that's a liquid wrench. That's it. There we go. Liquid wrench. We'll let those sit while we do the other bolts, and then hopefully they'll be loosened up by the time we actually get to them. Sprayed some penetrating oil on the bolts, letting it soak in. Also on the secondary air bolts, and already snapped one of those guys. That's same thing happened on my car. So, oh hey, look, this one came out. Yay! So remember at the beginning I said this could be either a 6-hour job or a 16-hour job. Just turned into the 16-hour job. One of the studs broke and the threads are still in the block.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Yay. Well, that's probably why it was having an exhaust leak, because that was that last bolt that was right by where I pointed out that it could be exhaust leak. So I suspect this stud was stretched and probably about to give out, and that's why I just barely put any pressure on it and snapped. Crap. All right, YouTube. Headers are out on both sides. Yeah, the scuds definitely suck a lot more than the 430. It's I'm gonna say twice as difficult. And we still have the one stud that snapped off that we're trying to reverse out, so we're still working on that. Yeah. It's gonna take a little while. Well, the stud that's broken off in the head is becoming a bigger problem. We're gonna probably have to have someone who knows more than me on how to get that out, because we tried the normal reverse out stuff and it's just not working. This is to be continued at this point, so we're gonna probably have to pause for the day. Crap.
2,000 years later.
Hey YouTube, I was editing the video and I realized I never discussed how we actually got the stud that snapped out of the block. So we had to buy a special reverse out toolkit, and we also bought this like drill guide thing so that we could drill it perfectly straight into the stud. And so there was a reverse drill bit, so it actually, you know, is torquing on it reverse, trying to unthread it as it's drilling a hole in it. And then you actually had a reverse out bit. And once we did that, because we tried some other bits and whatever and nothing was working, so when we did that, it actually got it out really well. So that was awesome. That is definitely the way to do it. And here's a picture of it on the reverse out bit. So it's pretty cool. You can see it like really grabbed it. In fact, it stuck to that pretty hard, and I had to put it in the vise to get it off of the reverse out bit. So anyway, there you go. Continuing on. Hey YouTube, it's been quite quite a few days since the last time we showed this car, and it keeps throwing curveballs at us. Alan has modified about 4 or 5 wrenches of various sorts or various tools to try and get this last 2 nuts on. It's terrible. Yeah, this is becoming a big pain in the ass. We're getting close. It's the last one, right? I think it's the last one.
Yeah, last one.
Last one. Maybe we'll finally have this thing done today. And then we still have to shove these blankets, the header blankets. But those, I think, need to come down from the top. So I'm going to wait for him to finish that before we try and attempt to do that. I really, really, really would love to see this car go away today. That'd be great. We bought some crow's feet. Those didn't seem to really help much. We bought this cool little angle tool, but then it was too big, so we cut it and then ground it down because it's too thick. So it's like super, super thin now. The socket he had to grind down on the sides to basically make it like a super thin walled socket. And yeah, that's pretty much as far as you can take it because it's about to expose stuff. Lordy, this is a massive pain in the ass. But yeah, this nut that's right there, the tubes are all cross-seated right in front of it, so you can't get a wrench in there, and then it's just awful. Absolutely awful. All right, YouTube, blankets are in. Those look pretty badass, I will say. Once they're in, that looks really nice. I think there is a real chance that we'll actually finally, knock on wood, have this thing done today. Holy shit, it's only taken a long time. All right, YouTube. I would say I did it, but Alan did it. Alan got it done. So we're gonna finally fire this thing up. I have never heard the Capristo headers on the 430 Scud, so I'm curious to hear this thing. It has a custom X pipe
and Sport Cats.
And Sport Cats, so it's gonna be like pretty decently loud, not crazy, is my guess. Should sound good.
I think it's gonna be pretty loud.
Wanna do it? Jeez, that F1 pump.
Sounds pretty weak.
Greg, your F1 pump's almost dead.
I gotta do his radio for him too, I forgot.
Oh yeah, we still gotta do the radio. Oof, it does sound really...
Or the battery might be low.
I plugged in the battery tender. Huh.
Alright, here we go.
Give it a good love tap.
Not bad.
That'll do. That'll do. I'm content with that. All right, well, that was a ridiculous amount of work, and it should not have been that difficult. Oh.
Just a little baby tap.
Yeah, it's not warmed up, so we don't want to go crazy. Wow, that sounds really, it's like, it's got a very nice, refined sound to it. It sounds really good. Well, geez, that's finally the 430 Scuderia with Capristo headers. Holy crap, pain in the ass to install. But they got the nice heat blankets, which still burning a tiny bit, still a little bit of smoke coming off them, but that's pretty typical. Anytime you do heat blankets on one of these cars.
We're gonna do this too.
Yeah.
I have this in my 430. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's the same touchscreen Android thing. It's really easy to install in the 430. It shouldn't take very long. Hooray! Sorry it took so long, Greg. But anyway, we'll get this car back on the road. So you'll see it if you're in the Austin area some more. Beginning of the video, I think I said it would be either 8 hours or 16 hours or something like that. Well,
It's probably like more like 20.
yeah, so 50% margin of error. So it was actually probably like 20 hours of work. And we destroyed about 5 or 6 different tools. Nice. Greg's fortunate because we did a flat rate. We didn't charge him by the hour. If you'd like to have us do services for your car, you can contact us, send us an email, sales at normalguysupercar.com. Go check out normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy the Capristo headers. If you want a discount on them, send us an email. We can't offer the NGS 10 discount on those. They won't let us, but we can give you a discount. So email us, we'll get you hooked up. But that's it for this video. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. We're going to be doing a lot of cool car stuff, including wrenching on more Ferraris. So you're going to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.